Story. 2 years after being diagnosed with a potentially deadly autoimmune disease, a young woman is about to undergo an extremely dangerous experimental treatment. Doctors will try to rebuild her damaged immune system using a transplant procedure usually reserved for cancer patients. But will it work? Here again is Margaret Larson.
On a cool February morning in Seattle, as most people are finding their way to work, 23-year-old Kirsten Wallen is about to embark on the most important journey of her young life. She's about to become only the third person in the U.S. and the 8th in the world to undergo a bone marrow transplant for scleroderma, a potentially deadly hardening of the skin and internal organs. It is a high-risk experiment, but nothing else has worked, and Kirsten believes it is her only hope.
I just tell myself that all the time. It's going to work and I'm going to get better.
Her doctor, Daniel First, says Kirsten's disease was progressing rapidly and had already spread to her lungs.
This is the kind of patient that is most likely to do very badly without something aggressive being done.
But the treatment would also put her very life in the balance. Doctors would try to kill off her immune system without killing her.
How close to death does all of this bring a patient?
It makes them think very seriously about the real chance that they might not survive.
Before the treatment begins, Dr. First checks Kirsten's skin to see how far the disease has progressed. The higher the number, the harder the skin, the worse the disease. A healthy person would score 0. Most scleroderma patients score about 20. Kirsten's score is 32.
Dirty clothes still, isn't it?
About a week later, Kirsten is home for one last visit before the transplant. She can't escape the fact that this weekend is different from any other in her life.
Trying to see everybody I can and, get hugs in.
2 weeks later, nearly 2 years after her diagnosis, Kirsten begins the process she hopes will save her life. She undergoes a procedure to collect special cells called stem cells from her blood. After the treatment, these cells will be reinfused to become the cornerstone of her new immune system.
If something was wrong with someone's immune system to begin with, why would introducing their own immune system back into their body work?
The theory is if we can let the immune system grow up in a way so it is not overreactive, then the body will allow the disease to heal.
Once harvested and processed, Kirsten's entire immune system fits into 4 tiny plastic bags. They'll be stored at 310 degrees below 0 while Kirsten starts the treatment. A week later, Kirsten is in the hospital, her head shaved so she won't have to watch her hair fall out. The treatment starts with 4 doses of whole-body radiation to ferret out and destroy as many immune cells as possible.
Let's go to sleep.
Good night.
Good night.
See you in a little bit.
Have a good nap.
At this point, there is no turning back. After the treatment, Kirsten is exhausted, but an even tougher challenge is ahead. 3 days later, she's getting one of several strong doses of chemotherapy. This may be the most difficult and most dangerous part of the process. It tests Kirsten's strength and her family's resolve.
Was there ever a moment when you thought, maybe we didn't do the right thing?
There were a few times when I would start to have my doubts.
2 days later, all the treatments are done. It's time for Kirsten to get back her immune system, her best hope for recovery.
Your strength through her body.
Wallen, Kirsten, W-A-L-L.
After all the anticipation, the procedure is deceivingly simple. The cells are simply put into her IV line. There's no miracle recovery, no sudden change, just the feeling that a critical milestone has been reached.
Bye to the room.
We take down the drawers 2 or 3 times.
On Easter Sunday, 2 weeks after the transplant, home video shows Kirsten leaving the hospital with a new immune system and what she prays will be a second chance at life.
Hopefully I'll never have to come stay overnight again.
But the fight was far from over. Just a week later, Kirsten was back in the hospital after a bad reaction to one of her medications. And then just a few days after that, she was hit with the problem all bone marrow transplant patients dread, an infection that racked her body and worsened by the minute.
You think, oh, we've come so far only to have this happen.
It was the kind of threat that could kill a patient within hours.
I think she really felt like, God, I'm going through all this. Is it really worth it?
Soon after our interview, Dr. First got a tragic reminder of just how risky this experimental treatment truly would be. The next patient to enter the study, just a month after Kirsten, suffered fatal side effects. Instead of being a lifesaver, the treatment had claimed its first victim. Fortunately, Kirsten's infection was caught early, and she was back on track. Then one morning, a few weeks after her own transplant, Kirsten tells her parents something amazing.
She said quite casually, I put my shoes and socks on this morning. And it sounds so silly and small, but she'd had to have someone do that for her for about 1.5 years.
It's a very common thing.
But was she really getting better? The pinch test would be the true judge. Remember, the lower the number, the healthier the skin.
It was 32, and now it's 22.
Right.
So
It's a 30% improvement, a significant change for a disease where all else has failed. 2 other patients in the study have also improved. How long it will last, no one knows.
What's the best case scenario for Kirsten now?
And I think we get a good feel that we're going to be able to get her doing better and better over the long haul.
A cure?
Cure is a strong word. To be conservative, stabilization and improvement.
And for Kirsten, a remarkable change. A woman who could once barely walk is now going back to school. And for the first time in years, thinking farther ahead than just the next doctor's appointment.
I'd love to have a career that I like. Someday I want to have kids, whether I adopt, you know, maybe get married again someday.
What's it like just to be able to think about that?
It's kind of strange almost. It's like this new thing.
A new life?
A new life.
Kirsten's treatment did not come cheap. The whole process can cost up to $200,000. Fortunately for Kirsten, her father's insurance company agreed to pay for the procedure. Unfortunately, many other insurers have refused to pay because they consider the transplants too experimental.